Anjana Vana here, and thank you for joining me once again on my YouTube channel. Super stoked because I'm here with some more aesthetic friends and my aesthetic bestie here, Sujata. She's like my aesthetic mother. So, no, I mean she's my aesthetic older sister. Sorry, not an aesthetic mom. Oh my goodness. No, but you know, if I need any advice, like sort of pragmatic, you know, bring me down to earth advice, I always call Sujata. So she's very grounding and exceptionally like, don't worry, things will be fine sort of vibe. So Sujata Garach and Vindea Padayachi from Durban. Super stoked that you're here. She's such a sweet, helpful doctor and exceptionally talented. And Harisha Karpath, who is you an elegant KOL, AMI. So you're a trainer for elegant. So super stoked that my colleagues are joining me, and they have a wealth of knowledge, exceptionally experienced. So Sujata, your thing is, I know Sujata is big into skin. One of the things she loves doing is needling, and the other thing she's big into is anatomy. So she's actually a trainer for anatomy related to fillers and toxin and all of that. So can you tell us a little bit about your anatomy, your training, why you think it's important, like what made you go that way?
Okay, so as you see, I am a doctor, but at the same time I'm an artist as well.
Okay.
So artistry runs in the family where everyone paints and everyone draws, and I love doing portraits. And when I started doing the portraits, you realize there was a little bit more to just painting a face. You know, there were shadows and there was light. And as we've learned with anatomy training, is anywhere you go in the world, it's all about how you create those lights and shadows. And you realize if you inject in the correct place, if you know where the anatomy is, then you're going to be a great injector, or you're going to be what we say a safer injection when it comes to injection, whether it's botulinum toxin or whether it's filler as such. So I think anatomy training is what we would call the skeleton of everything of what you're going to do on the face. So I love anatomy, I love injecting, I love skin, and I love repairing every part of the skin. So that's my journey with anatomy.
Like bone to skin. And I like what you say, you know, because we always say in these sort of treatments, the bone sets the tone. It's some old maxillofacial surgeon that I know came up with that, but it does. So from the bottom to the top, and you know, nothing beats having that clinical and diagnostic skill. So recently I've got an ultrasound, and I know it's going to be a learning curve. I think I don't even know. I'm thinking, why did I get one? But
it gives you that peace of mind.
It does give you that peace of mind. But I see now the thing is like you must still know like anatomically what you're doing. Yes,
anatomy,
but it does. So I'm excited to use it. But thanks, Sujata. It is important.
I have to say is that we are clinicians in the end. I mean, we are not makeup artists. We are not beauticians. So our treatments and what we do on the skin, whether we are injecting, whether we are treating the skin, is coming from a medical background.
Yes.
It's based on evidence-based medicine. So it's all about the evidence, and that is why we do what we do.
Yeah, look, aesthetic medicine is an evolving field. Like when we first started, I'm sure you guys, nasolabial folds, so these things here was the thing, and it's a dangerous area, but we were like, going in there without any respect or knowledge of the anatomy. I don't know what it was. Ignorance was bliss. So, and Vindea, you have a special interest in lips. Vindea is actually sought after for these amazing lips that she does, as well as profiles. You like building profiles, profiloplasty as they call it. So, you know, I know lips are popular, but, you know, like how do you get your patient to realize that it's just one part of what you do?
So usually it is one of the most appealing treatments for a younger patient.
Yes.
And for an older patient, because it gives you that instant glam.
Yes.
Not everybody is able to afford aesthetic treatments, so a lot of times it's a saved for procedure, and it gives them more of an instant gratification. But it's nice because it starts their journey.
Okay.
So once they start to know about the other parts of the face that help to create a more balanced profile, more balanced features, it's nice to start off somewhere, but then also have a journey of where to go.
And if you look at Vindea's post, I also like the way, as Sujata said, the way Vindea emphasizes the consultation process, and the way you emphasize, this is not like a price, war or something. It's a service, it's a medical service, and there's a consultation process, there's safety. So in terms of that, I hate to use I'm not going to actually use the word let me use the word that people use, botched. It's not actually a nice word that we use, but often do you see, because of price, people go where, and unfortunately they have a complication, something hopefully that can be fixed. Is that something that you're seeing more and more? Or?
The thing about having procedures done is that you are coming to, like Sujata says, a trained professional. So for us, it's our job to counsel you on your expectations.
Yes.
Everyone's on Instagram, they're seeing these amazing before and after results. They think it's instantaneous, but there's a process and a method to getting that after.
Yes.
It's not always a once-off procedure. It's not always just this go big or go home. So it's like you have to consult and educate them and monitor the expectations so you can get those safer results and not end up looking botched. Nobody wants that, but usually it comes from doing something too quickly, too aggressively, and that's what happens.
I actually like that you put on your picture, this is 3 months after, this is what it looks like
because
after a
it is
year,
a process.
and this took me 2 years to achieve.
Exactly.
So it's nice that you educate them.
And not everybody's able to achieve those amazing big volumed lips.
Yes.
But it has to suit you and suit your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that all comes down to patient education,
Yeah.
which is why it's so important to be skilled in patient expectations, what you can achieve as a provider, and also giving them the right information.
So that's important, Harisha. So it's not just, you're not just an injector. We're not just injectors. We're not just like, we are people.
We're not here for the money. We're here for the results.
Yeah, like I said in one of my videos, if I really wanted to make money, I would write erotic thrillers, because we don't make a lot of money. We just work because we love it, and at the end of the month, you're like, what are we even doing? How did we even do this? So Harisha, so you are a trainer for Elegant. Elegant, it's an educational video, so I can say it's a brand of filler called Juvederm, a very popular brand and a very well-known brand, a very safe brand, and they have, I know, there's different schools of thought, and it's a very competitive industry. So they'll call your the methodology paint by numbers. But I actually think it's called MD codes. But I think MD codes, especially for a new injector, is a nice standardized way to describe what you're doing. And do you always prescribe to MD codes? Like, what is your take on full face restoration? Why do you think it's important? And and your view on MD codes.
Yeah, I think medicine is a science, and I'm very scientific and mathematical in what I do. But as Sujata said, we're also artists in bringing that science to fruition.
Yes.
So with the MD codes, it's nice because it's a mathematical protocol that we are given. But as clinicians, we take it and then we make it our own and individualize it with regards to our patients that we see in front of us. Having said that, again, anatomy is very important. Patient's profile, psychological impacts of these patients. So remember, you want to bring out the best of that patient, what they feel, what they see, and what they expect, but also what you see, what you feel, and what you expect as a clinician.
Yes.
And trying to get a balance between that, therein lies the dilemma.
Okay.
And once you find that, I think that's when you get the best results.
And then in terms of diversity in aesthetics, like how do you, because like you're talking about the codes now, how do you adjust that to fit in with the patient? Like how do you...
I think patients come in with a certain need or want.
Yes.
And you look at your patient, you diagnose a patient. So as clinicians, we have to look at our patients, come up with a diagnosis, and then come up with a treatment plan. So you have your diagnosis and treatment plan, and then the patient's wants and needs, and again, you balance that out.
Yeah.
And you try and come to a level ground where you know that patient's satisfied, you are satisfied with what you've done, and that's where you get a balance.
And then, in terms of like the the way things are going forward, or the way they've been. Hopefully this is the way they've been. That it's no longer about line chasing. Lines are still important. I mean, it's still satisfying. Yeah. And it is still satisfying to a patient if you do smooth a few of their lines, but it's the entire package, as they call it, the attributes. Like, a big thing is the emotional attributes. So it's to, the treatments that are done. Like, people are coming in saying they look tired, they're frustrated, people don't trust them, but they're estate agents. What are they going to do?
It's the confidence that you
Yes, and they're different.
But I think that's what's important is to understand the anatomy and pathology that's happening with the aging process. Once you understand that, you don't actually chase lines. You eliminate lines or you reduce lines because you've treated appropriately and you've targeted the area of pathology and hence created an amazing result.
Okay, cool. So thanks Harisha for putting that down. So it's important, guys. This is not Mickey Mouse stuff, as I always say. This stuff is serious. This is medical aesthetics, and that's why it's important that whoever you go to knows what they're doing, consults you, and it isn't just there, listen doc, do my crow's feet, and does whatever, and that will be able to also handle any complications, any concerns you have. And you have to remember, you're also in it for the long haul, because your face changes, you are constantly aging, and you have to have someone that is
going to walk the journey
with you. So thanks, ladies, thanks for your insight and all of that. Well, not all of that, all your knowledge and everything. So thanks for joining me again, guys. I think they're about to start the actual Sculptra launch, so we are going to go in. Please, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.